Special thanks too to Michelle Kratz and Jill Palermo of the Lewiston Library for hosting my book signing. You know, most of you here know me, know most of my background, but I dreamed of being a published author from the time I was about 10 years old. And I love to read and soon discovered the joy of writing my own stories and making exciting things happen on paper. So when my parents asked what I wanted for my 14th birthday, and I asked for that year's copy of the Writer's Market, they said, "The what?" But they got it for me, and I remember the thrill of opening it, certain that it was filled with agents and publishers who were just waiting to publish my first book. Of course, it didn't take long for my bubble to burst. Publication was a distant dream that involved typed query letters sent by snail mail into what seemed like a black hole, from which you may or may not get a response, which was usually a form letter rejection. All I can say today is thank God for CreateSpace and the ability to self-publish. Tessa, Portrait of a Survivor, is a fictionalized account of my physical and emotional experiences with metastatic breast cancer, which I had chronicled in my journal. By creating a fiction character and writing the story in the third person, I was free to express my innermost thoughts without the obstacle of self-consciousness. Tessa Burke is a strong, confident 44-year-old woman who has survived her recurrent breast cancer with grace and poise, and although she thinks she's been through the worst of it, the disease returns yet again, this time claiming her left arm and leaving amputation as her only option. Confronting a challenge she could never have prepared for, she must redefine herself in a body she can no longer recognize as her marriage crumbles into divorce and she faces an uncertain future alone. Yet, just when she's losing hope, a romantic surprise from her past transforms all she believes about herself, the rest of her life, and the power of unconditional love. While I was writing the book, I discovered that the overall theme was really about the things that many women face in middle age anyway: issues of self-esteem, a changing body image, and life adjustments. Because my book is self-published, it is a group effort, and I want to thank first my fellow authors, the members of the Lewiston Writers Group, for their guidance and support through the writing of both of my books. My first one, If a Tree Falls, is also here today. I call it my modern-day fairy tale. My dear friends and mentors, authors Nora Perez and Michelle DeLuca, for their invaluable editing and input. My book designer Mike Miller for another amazing job, and his wife Carol for bringing my title into focus. I was originally calling it, well, because he always insisted on a subtitle, I was calling it Tessa, I'm trying to think, Portrait of a Survivor, a Woman's Self-Image. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was very wordy. And Mike's wife, Carol, who was interested in the book as well, the first time we all sat down together, she said, you know, this is just a suggestion, but, you know, how about Tessa, Portrait of a Survivor? And I said, she just managed to get it into a form that just was so much more expressive, I thought, and really, there she is. I'm just talking about you, Carol.
Oh, Carol, I didn't know it.
That's Carol Miller and her husband, Mike. Mike is my book designer. Also, I want to thank my dear friend Lynn Passanese, who posed for the cover and brought the message of Tessa to life, and photographer William Carpenter of Dakar Studio, who created the cover of my dreams. My sister Susan Zacher, who's here today representing my amazing family. I'm very embarrassed about that. And last but never least, my husband Al, who's been through it all with me. So thank you all for coming, and it's a lot of fun. Thank you very much.
Great job on the TV program.
Oh, thank you.